You ever have someone look you dead in the eyes and tell you that your future should come second to them? Yeah, I did. And that was the moment I realized I wasn't dating a partner. I was dating a liability. I was 16 at the time. Junior year. The year everyone tells you starts to matter. GPA, transcripts, college talks. The pressure felt like a constant weight sitting on my chest. But back then, I thought I could balance it all: school, sports, friends, and her. We'd been together for about a year. And if you're 16, you know that's basically a lifetime. We had the hallway hand-holding, the late-night texts, the "I miss you" after 6 hours apart. It felt serious. At least, I thought it was. Her exam week came first. She was stressed. I could see it in the way she chewed her nails and reread the same paragraph 5 times. So one afternoon, I texted her, "Hey, want to hang out for an hour? Clear your head?" She replied almost instantly, "I can't. I need to focus. School comes first right now." That stung a little, but I respected it. I told her no problem. I backed off. I didn't push. I didn't guilt trip. I didn't show up unannounced. I gave her space the entire week. Because that's what supportive partners do, right? I remember thinking, this is what maturity looks like. Then my exam week started. And suddenly, everything flipped. Now she wanted to see me every day, just for a little bit. "Don't you miss me? You can study later." At first I thought she was joking, but she wasn't. So I calmly said the exact same words she had told me just days earlier. "I need to focus. School comes first right now. We'll hang out after." There was a pause on the phone. Not silence, but that heavy kind. The kind where you can almost hear someone deciding how angry they're about to get. That night, I got a 3-minute voicemail. Not just from her, and her mom. Her mom. They said a boyfriend should always put his girlfriend first. That I was being selfish. That I was failing as a partner. That if I really cared, I would prove it by choosing her over school. I replayed that voicemail 3 times. Each time my jaw tightened harder. My stomach felt hollow. Not hurt. Disrespected. Because in that moment, it wasn't about missing me. It wasn't about love. It was about control. And something inside me shifted. For the first time, I saw the relationship clearly. And I didn't like what I saw. I didn't respond to the voicemail right away. I just sat there on my bed, phone in my hand, staring at the ceiling while their words replayed in my head. A girlfriend should always come first. Even over school. You're failing her. Failing her? My chest felt tight. Not because I was doubting myself, but because I realized something uncomfortable. They weren't asking for support. They were demanding obedience. The next morning at school, I could feel the shift. She didn't greet me like usual. No smile. No hug. Just crossed arms and a look that said, "You better fix this." Between classes, she cornered me by the lockers. "So, are you coming over tonight?" I kept my voice steady, calm, controlled. "I told you, I'm studying this week, just like you did." Her eyes narrowed. "That's different." Different. I actually laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was unbelievable. "How is it different?" She hesitated for a second. Just a second. Then she said it. "Because I'm your girlfriend." There it was. Not partnership. Not equality. Entitlement. My mind flashed back to that voicemail. Her mom's voice in the background agreeing with every word. It suddenly made sense. This wasn't just her idea. This was something she'd been taught, that being in a relationship meant being prioritized above everything, even my future. And in that moment, something inside me hardened. I thought about my dad working double shifts, about my teachers telling us junior year mattered, about the late nights I'd spent studying to keep my grades up. Was I really supposed to throw that away to prove I cared? I looked at her, and for the first time, I didn't see my girlfriend. I saw someone testing how much control she had. And I made a decision right there in that hallway. I wasn't going to argue. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to apologize for wanting a future. So I said something that even surprised me. "I'll probably have my diploma longer than I'll have this relationship." The words hung in the air between us. Her face went pale. Students walking past slowed down just enough to sense the tension. She opened her mouth like she was about to fire back, but nothing came out. For once, she didn't have a response. And I walked away. I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. Because what came next wasn't anger. It was silence. And somehow, that was worse. Silence can be loud. The kind of loud that echoes in your head when you're lying in bed at night, staring at your phone, wondering if it's going to light up. It didn't. Not that night. Not the next day. Not the next week. 2 full weeks. No texts. No calls. No good morning. No good luck on your exams. Nothing. At first, I told myself she just needed time to cool off. But as the days passed, something else settled in. This wasn't cooling off. This was punishment. Every time I walked into school, I could feel it. Her friends would glance at me, whisper, then look away. She'd see me coming down the hallway and suddenly become fascinated with her phone. The girl who once clung to my arm between classes now acted like I didn't exist. And I won't lie, it messed with me. Not because I missed the drama, but because I realized how easily she could just erase me. I kept replaying everything in my head. Was I too harsh? Was I wrong? But every time I thought about that voicemail, about being told my future should come second, the doubt faded. Still, I needed clarity. So one afternoon, after school, I walked straight to her classroom. My heart was pounding harder than it ever did during exams. My palms were sweaty, not from fear but from finality. I wasn't going there to beg. I was going there to end the guessing. She was sitting at her desk, laughing with her friends, like nothing had happened. I stood by the door. "Can we talk?" She heard me. I know she did. Her shoulders stiffened, but she didn't look up. Her friends went quiet. "Can we talk?" I repeated, louder this time. Still nothing. That's when something inside me snapped. Not in anger, but in clarity. I wasn't going to let her rewrite the story like I was the bad guy chasing her. So I said it. Clear. Calm. Loud enough for the entire classroom. "If you're done with this relationship, just say that." You could feel the air shift. Her head shot up, eyes wide, face red. For the first time in 2 weeks, she looked at me, and she wasn't in control anymore. Her friends stared at her, waiting, because now it wasn't silence. It was accountability, and she hated that. The classroom was so quiet you could hear chairs creak. She stared at me like I had just betrayed her, when all I'd done was ask for honesty. Her friends slowly looked between us, sensing something bigger than typical high school drama. This wasn't gossip anymore. This was a spotlight, and she hated being under it. "Can we talk outside?" she finally said, her voice suddenly softer, smaller. Interesting. 2 weeks of silence. And now she wanted privacy. We stepped into the hallway. The door clicked shut behind us. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then she exhaled sharply. "Why would you say that in front of everyone?" I blinked. "Say what?" "The truth." Her eyes watered instantly. And for a split second, the old version of me almost folded. The version that hated seeing her upset. The version that would apologize just to restore peace. But I held steady. "You ignored me for 2 weeks," I said. "If you're done, just say it." She shook her head quickly. "I'm not done. I just needed you to realize how much you hurt me." There it was again. Hurt her? I chose to study. I chose my future. And somehow that became an attack on her. "You sent me a voicemail," I reminded her. "With your mom, saying I should pick you over school." She looked away. She was just defending me. "No," I said calmly. She was trying to control me. That word hit her hard. Control. Her breathing changed. Faster now. Defensive. "You're overreacting. It's not that deep." But it was that deep. Because in 1 week, she showed me something I couldn't unsee. She didn't want a partner. She wanted priority status. Automatic. Unquestioned. And the second I didn't give it, she tried to punish me with silence. Now that it didn't work, she wanted to fix things. "I'm sorry, okay?" she said quickly. "We can make it work. I'll stop. We'll balance it better." Then she added something that confirmed everything for me. "If we do break up, we can still be best friends." Best friends. After trying to make me choose her over my future, after trying to humiliate me emotionally. No, that wasn't maturity. That was fear of losing control. And in that moment, I felt something unexpected. Peace. Not anger. Not revenge. Clarity. I wasn't heartbroken. I was done. She stood there waiting for my answer. Waiting for me to soften. Waiting for me to say, "It's okay. Let's just forget this." Waiting to feel in control again. But something inside me had already shifted weeks ago. I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time, I didn't see my girlfriend. I saw a lesson. A hard one. "You don't want a partner," I said calmly. "You want to be prioritized no matter what." even if it cost me my future. Her face fell. That's not fair. I shook my head slightly. No, what's not fair is expecting me to prove I care by sabotaging myself. She went quiet. Not dramatic, not defensive, just quiet. And I realized something powerful in that silence. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't trying to win. I wasn't trying to hurt her back. I just didn't want this anymore. You showed me who you are, I continued, and I believe you. Tears rolled down her cheeks now, real ones. But they didn't shake me the way they would have a month ago, because this wasn't about exams anymore. It was about respect. And once respect cracks, love can't hold the weight. So that's it? She whispered. Yeah, I said, steady. Certain. That's it. No yelling, no insults, no dramatic exit, just an ending. I walked away down that hallway feeling lighter than I had in weeks, like someone had taken a chain off my chest that I didn't even realize I was wearing. The next few days at school were awkward. People stared. Rumors floated around. Some said I was cold. Some said she deserved better. But here's what they didn't understand. Choosing yourself isn't cold. It's necessary. And here's the part that felt like quiet revenge, not the loud, explosive kind. The satisfying kind. She started reaching out again. Texts at night. Hey, I miss talking. Can we just hang out as friends? I didn't respond. Not out of spite. Not to punish her, but because I meant what I said. I was building something bigger than a high school relationship. I had goals. I had plans. I had a future that didn't involve proving my loyalty by shrinking myself. And for the first time, I felt completely unchained, peaceful, free. At 16 years old, I learned something some people don't learn until they're 30. Anyone who asks you to choose them over your growth isn't choosing what's best for you. And walking away, that wasn't losing her. That was choosing me.